Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized you don't believe in yourself anymore? You say you're disciplined, but your alarm goes off and you hit snooze like it means nothing. You say you're locked in, focused, all in, but you scroll TikTok like it's oxygen. You tell your friends you're building something, that this year is different. But deep down, you know it's the same routine in a different month. And here's the part that burns. You're not lying to them, you're lying to yourself. You've built this entire identity in your head, the future version of you that's on his grind, on his purpose, in control. But every action you take tells a different story. And that disconnect, that's identity debt. It's not just about falling short on goals. It's about carrying a version of yourself that hasn't been earned. Every time you say you're going to start tomorrow, that you'll clean up your diet, fix your sleep, get serious, and then don't, you're adding interest. Every skipped workout, every broken promise, every passive decision you justify with "I'll figure it out later," that's stacking more debt. You're overdrafting on a version of yourself that doesn't exist. Not yet, but you're pretending like he's already here. And the worst part, nobody calls you out. Because it's all internal. You post the right quotes. You wear the right gear. You follow the right influencers and listen to the right podcasts. You've mastered the performance of self-improvement. But the follow-through, the consistency, the actual integrity, that's what's missing. Because deep down you know, the guy you're pretending to be, he wouldn't flinch when it's time to grind. He wouldn't rationalize failure with "I'm tired." He wouldn't waste time debating the obvious. He'd execute. That man is real. But he's not you. Not yet. He's the result of pain, reps, sacrifice, silence. He's forged in the shadows when no one is watching. Built through cold showers, lonely nights, early alarms, and disciplined choices made even when motivation is dead. But what have you been doing? You've been trying to wear him like a costume, expecting confidence without struggle, strength without suffering, respect without discipline. That's not growth. That's delusional. Identity debt is the lie we all tell ourselves when we want the rewards without the transformation. And just like financial debt, the longer you carry it, the more it owns you. Your mind becomes cluttered. Your confidence erodes. Your self-talk turns toxic. You say you're focused, but you're flinching. You say you're serious, but your effort is part-time. And every time you tell yourself, "I've got this," but don't act like it, you train your brain to stop believing your own words. That's where most men get stuck. Not because they lack goals, but because they've spent too long lying to themselves. You don't need another plan. You don't need more books, courses, or systems. You need to rebuild belief, one act at a time. And that starts now. No more talking about what you're gonna do. No more half starts and safety nets. No more daydreaming about the man you could be while doing nothing to earn it. The identity you want, you pay for it in discomfort. You earn it in the dark, so let's call it what it is. You're behind. You've been fronting. But this debt doesn't have to define you. It's not too late, unless you keep waiting. The man you admire, the one you say you are, start becoming him. Or stop pretending. Because the clock's ticking, and identity debt has a way of collecting interest you can't afford. You didn't start fake. No one does. You began with fire, with hunger, with a vision of what life could be. But somewhere along the way you let comfort creep in. You let the old habits linger just a little too long. And instead of facing that, you started faking it. You told yourself it was progress, that watching 5 videos on discipline counted as building it. That planning your routine was the same as executing it. That showing up halfway was better than not at all. But let's call it what it is, performance. You're performing growth, not living it. Because real growth, it's ugly. It's repetitive. It's lonely. It's doing the hard thing when no one will clap for it. It's shutting up and showing up day after day without recognition. But that fake life, it's seductive. You look the part. You sound the part. Hell, even your Instagram feed screams next level. But behind closed doors, the truth creeps in. Your room's a mess. Your habits are sloppy. Your sleep sucks. Your diet's trash. And your morning routine is built on guilt, not clarity. You look in the mirror and avoid eye contact. Not because of shame, but because you know what's missing. Integrity. Not the flashy kind that trends. The quiet kind. The kind that's built when no one's watching. When you do the hard thing simply because you said you would. And here's the brutal truth most won't say out loud. You've gotten comfortable sounding disciplined because it gets you validation without the suffering. But that validation, it's poison. Every time someone tells you you're killing it and you haven't earned it, it chips away at your soul. Every like, every fist bump, every respect you collect without backing it with real work, it's counterfeit confidence, and it buys you nothing. Eventually the high fades, and what's left? Doubt, disconnection, that quiet voice whispering, "You're not him, not yet." You remember the moment it started. A night you skipped the gym because it was raining. You said just this once, but that once turned into twice, then 3 times, and soon, skipping became standard. You remember that time you opened the junk food at midnight and told yourself, just a bite, but that bite became the whole bag, and the guilt hit harder than the sugar ever did. You remember standing in front of the mirror after that, shirt off, looking at yourself not for aesthetics, but to measure your own belief. You looked in your own eyes and flinched. That's the fake life, and it's heavy. It builds slowly, through quiet compromises and silent retreats. You tell yourself you're fine, that you're just in a slump, but deep down you know you're lying. This isn't about being perfect. It's about alignment. Do your actions align with your claimed identity? If the answer is no, you're in debt. And that debt shows up everywhere. In your posture, in your hesitation, in your tone when you say I'm good, because you're not. But here's the moment where it turns. You admit it, fully, without excuse. You say, I've been faking. And in that admission, there's power. Because now you're not lying. Now you're not playing a part. Now, you're ready to actually change. But most men won't. They'll stay in the illusion. Because it's safer to pretend than it is to rebuild. But not you. Not anymore. Because the next section, that's where it shifts. You're about to learn the difference between pretending to be disciplined and becoming it. But first, a quick reset. Still with me? Good. You're already ahead of most. Here's the truth no one posts about. You don't magically become disciplined. You don't wake up one day with iron habits and a bulletproof mind. You build it in the shadows, through suffering, over time. And most men, they'll never make the turn. They'll stay in that comfortable middle where they talk big, plan big, but live small. They'll keep curating aesthetics while avoiding resistance. They'll die with their potential intact because they never learned to execute without applause. But you're different. You've seen the debt. You've felt the drift. You know you've been fronting. And now, you're staring down the line between pretending and becoming. That's the turning point. Not some dramatic event. Not some big emotional breakthrough. Just a quiet, brutal decision. Build or break. Most don't realize this. But the gap between who you are and who you say you are, it doesn't close with vision boards. It closes with violence against your excuses. You want to be a man of discipline. That means doing what you said after the motivation dies. It means being the kind of man your old self wouldn't even recognize. Not because you're loud, but because you're consistent. Let's cut through it all. Your identity isn't real until your habits match it. Every other version is fiction. That's why you feel off. Because you're wearing a mask you didn't earn. You've been faking strength for so long you forgot what it feels like to build it. But here's the shift. You start small. You win once, brutally, intentionally, and then you repeat. Again and again. 1 win per day. That's the new standard. You get up before comfort. You train when your body wants to rest. You sit with silence, instead of escaping into noise. Every one of those reps, they're building you. Not your image, not your feed, not your illusion. You. And if you want to go further, you use weapons, tools that reinforce your path instead of distracting from it. Forget another book you won't finish. Forget another routine you'll abandon in 2 days. Start with something you'll actually use. Something that doesn't hype you up but trains your brain to shut up and execute. That's where the positive mindset course comes in. This isn't a playlist or a podcast. It's a structured mental reprogramming system. It locks into your habits and builds resilience in the background, while you train, work, or reset. No fluff, no theory, just results. You run it every morning before your workout. You loop it when your mind starts spiraling. You anchor it to your actions so discipline becomes automatic, not optional. The link's in the description. No pitch, no pressure. But if you're sick of starting over, sick of lying to yourself, sick of feeling like you're faking, use it like a weapon. Because this next version of you, he's not louder, he's not cooler, he's just consistent, quiet, built, unfazed. That's what separates men who live aligned from men who live in debt. This is where the fog clears. You stop planning, you stop performing, you act. And from this point forward, everything you do either increases that alignment or drains it. So build slow, build smart, build brutal. The man you admire, the version of you you think you're becoming, he's on the other side of silence, structure, and suffering. He's not watching videos, he's stacking wins. He's buried in the boring reps. He's rewriting the pattern so his default is dominance, not distraction. And you? You can stay inspired, or you can start building. It's your choice now, not tomorrow, not Monday, now. And if you're still here, then you've already done what most won't. You stayed when it got real. This is it. Not some flashy climax. Not some motivational montage. Just a mirror. You. And the truth. You've spent years convincing yourself you're on the path. You've built a story, one where you're focused, disciplined, and locked in. But deep down, you know, you're not living it. You're rehearsing it. The identity you wear, you didn't earn it. You constructed it with podcasts, gear, and surface-level habits. But the roots, they're shallow. You've been selling yourself a version of you that feels powerful in the moment, but disappears the second life punches back. That's identity debt. It's not just about skipping a workout or eating trash food. It's about the erosion of belief. It's the quiet corrosion that happens when your actions don't match your image. And now you've seen it. You can't unsee it. You know the truth, and that makes you dangerous. Because now the choice is real. Keep pretending, or start becoming. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. Because discipline isn't sexy. It's not a highlight reel. It's not a perfectly color-coded calendar or a killer morning routine. It's this: getting up at 4:45 a.m. when your bed feels like heaven and your goals feel miles away. It's eating for function, not pleasure. Because comfort never built greatness. It's showing up when you're empty, tired, pissed off, and still giving everything you've got. That's what separates men who talk from men who build. This isn't about hustle culture or toxic grind talk. This is about alignment. You say you want to lead. Cool. Do your habits reflect a leader? You say you want freedom. Cool. Are your daily moves building or destroying it? You say you want discipline. Cool. Are you choosing it in the small, private moments when no one will ever know? Because those moments, they're everything. That's where the lie dies, or where it multiplies. And the men who break through, they make that decision daily. Not once, not on January 1st, every single day. And right now, this second, you've got that same choice. So what's it gonna be? Are you going to keep fooling yourself with empty declarations? Or are you going to build something real? You don't need to overhaul your life tonight. You just need one win. One real, brutal, focused win. Wake up earlier. Finish what you started. Choose silence over distraction. Show up. No camera. No followers. No credit. That's where identity gets forged. And once you start stacking those, the fake self starts dying. The real one starts rising. You become the kind of man who doesn't flinch under pressure. You become the man whose words carry weight because they're backed by repetition, by results, by reality. That version of you, he's earned. He's not found. He's built brick by brick, day by day, in sweat, in silence, in solitude. And if you're serious about becoming him, subscribe to Power Playbook. Not for me, for you. Because this isn't just another faceless channel. This is a cinematic blueprint for becoming dangerous. This is where soft mindsets come to die, and real men are forged in fire. Every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday, we drop tactical, no BS long-form videos designed to challenge you, expose your blind spots, and rewire your identity from the ground up. No fluff, no filters, no fantasy, just fire. For men who are done playing games with their potential. If this video cut deep, good. That means there's still something inside you worth saving. Like it, subscribe, lock in. Because this is a system, and the deeper you go, the more you build. The more you build, the less you fake. The less you fake, the more dangerous you become. Let the soft scroll by. Let the loud ones keep talking. You rebuild now. Welcome to Power Playbook. Let's work.